This week on The Splash, the Keego Harbor group known as ArtSail put on a holiday-themed show at City Hall. Then meet some of West Bloomfield's most talented photographers who are still in grade school. And later, we take another look back on the township of West Bloomfield during the 20th century. The Splash is a production of Civic Center TV. We're a news magazine that covers everything, from local news to feature stories, all so that we can bring you the latest from the greater West Bloomfield area. And now, let's dive into The Splash. Welcome to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. Glad to be back with all of you after the holiday and on this wonderful week. As we move closer to Christmas, the greater West Bloomfield area is abuzz with holiday cheer and events, and none more so than this next group known as ArtSail, who put on a spectacular showing for residents over at Keego Harbor City Hall. Here's The Splash's Ben Goldman with some of the highlights.
ArtSail hosts a holiday art show. The event displays a wide variety of holiday-themed art, but the type of art is being pushed beyond just paintings and sculptures. Shannon Stieber, owner of Shannon's Dance Academy in Keego Harbor, brings the live art to these art shows.
We like to have the art in the community, and Keego Harbor doesn't have too much with the art, so that's why we wanted to bring all the art and the dancers and singers out to show all the talent we have here in Keego Harbor. And plus my dancers and singers love performing, and so any chance they get to go out in the community and perform for friends, family, neighbors, and everyone, they really enjoy. It means a lot to me. It's just think about the kids at 2.5 years old and they come in and they're crying and they may not want to come into the room, and all of a sudden we put on a show like this, no one cried, everyone danced, everyone smiled, they had a great time. So it's really heartwarming watching them.
The dancing and singing that these kids perform is not just impacting Shannon and the community, it's impacting themselves as well.
In this day and age, with all the video games and computers and everything, it is very important for the kids to go out and do other activities. And dance is just such a good activity for them, being, physically keeping them in shape, and also just for their mind with the arts and the music and the dance and the singing. It really broadens their horizons, and the performance is a whole other aspect. It's seeing that there is a whole world out there of people that they can perform to.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Ben Goldman.
Thank you, Ben. Those kids are so talented, and you can tell that the instructors over at ArtSail truly care for their well-being, which is why we love having them here in greater West Bloomfield. And if you'd like to know more about ArtSail or look at our other footage from their events, you can visit civiccentertv.com/ArtSail. But now let's turn to some other talented kids within our area, whose photography is being put on display over at West Bloomfield Public Library. Here's The Splash's Lawrence Nyland with a story.
The Optimist Club of West Bloomfield held a photography contest open to students of all ages in the West Bloomfield School District. Optimist Club President Tom Sweda explains the origin of the contest.
The photography contest was actually an idea of Marty Lynch. Marty has been a member for the past few years, and she's been kicking around this idea that we should do something with the youth of the community, with the concept of just autumn in West Bloomfield, and have kids take pictures, submit them from the schools, and give out some prizes to them.
An award ceremony was held at the West Bloomfield Public Library where first, second, and third place prizes were given to students in 4 different age groups: kindergarten through 3rd grade, 4th through 5th grade, middle schoolers, and high schoolers. The themes of the winning photos varied greatly, from holiday carvings to close-up looks at nature to a 4th grader's photo of her beloved family pet.
I like to take pictures of my pets, and my dog is the only pet that will come outside with us, so I just took a picture of her buried in leaves.
Each winner received $100 in cash, which some are going to use to further pursue their photography passion.
I think I might save it for my own camera, or just save it until I need it.
In addition to the cash prize, high school winner Ariana Rice also received the award of being able to accompany photographer Brian Massaman on an off-site professional shoot.
I think it's going to be really fun. He seems really cool and excited.
And while they are still looking forward to future contests, the Optimist Club is quite happy with the turnout for this inaugural event.
We received 39 entrants from 7 different schools, and we actually had winners from each of those 7 schools across the first, second, third place prizes.
Reporting for The Splash, this is Lawrence Nyland.
Once again, the youth of Greater West Bloomfield do not disappoint. I mean, the skills that these kids are showing already will definitely be taking them far in life. And we're happy to see each of them grow as well. But to watch more from this year's ceremony, well, you can visit civiccentertv.com/Optimist Club. Coming up, we take a step back and look at our township during its earlier days in the 1900s. And later, more episodes of Sidewalk Talk with George Moore. Stay tuned.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Civic Center TV celebrates our region's natural beauty, proud history, tremendous accomplishments, and more with Another Angle, a series featuring a unique bird's-eye view of our area's landscape. Watch Another Angle on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Civic Center TV has gone social. Now it's easier than ever to watch, save, like, and share our videos online. See what's happening in your neighborhood, on the streets, and on the web at civiccentertv.com. Be a part of the conversation and get involved. We would love to hear from you. For links to our social media pages, visit us at our website or find us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
The best way to know when shows debut on Civic Center TV is to become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm your host, Jonathan Jackson. The township of West Bloomfield has changed a lot over the years, from its early days as rural farmland and to the bustling community that it is today. So in partnership with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, we decided to take another look back on its early development in the segment we like to call What Life Was Like in West Bloomfield in 1938.
My Aunt Margaret would go to Pontiac once a week, and then we also got groceries in Keego Harbor. But she went to Pontiac, and that was a whole day thing, and she would have a list of things that she got in Pontiac.
Pontiac was a lovely city at that time. They had a department store called Waits, and it was a very nice store.
Although industry and trade were booming within Pontiac, farming was still the main occupation for West Bloomfield residents. But all of that started to change during the second half of the 20th century.
Yeah, they had a couple grocery stores, A&P, and I think Kroger's, good meat market, barber shop, and a restaurant there too, I believe.
It's the stores that there are now, of course. They went down to Wilkins Corners for gas.
Did they?
Yeah. Everybody went down to Wilkins Corners. It was well known.
As West Bloomfield continued to grow and prosper, more people came from Pontiac and Detroit, discovering that the township was also a beautiful area for summer homes.
When we visited my mother's parents in Detroit, we would come out Northwestern Highway on our way home, and when we saw the stone front garage, we knew we were almost home, because that was the start of Orchard Lake Road.
Soon after, West Bloomfield became the opening for the Detroit United Railway, an electric streetcar service. And this early rapid transit system brought even greater change in commerce to a mostly rural township.
What happened on weekends in the summer, and I think probably all the families that had farms, your relatives from Detroit would come out. That's on Sunday you'd watch to see who was coming, because there was always somebody, a relative, coming out to just enjoy being in the country.
Quite the history and story behind our beautiful township. And if you'd like to see more from that segment or some of our previous footage, you can visit civiccentertv.com/West Bloomfield 1938. Now let's turn to another of our popular Splash segments, Sidewalk Talk, where reporter George Moore discusses topics at random with residents here in Greater West Bloomfield.
Hi, George Moore for Civic Center TV. And The Splash. Well, we're at it again. We're out in the streets of the greater West Bloomfield area asking the questions to get the answers we want to get. Join us. What does friendship mean to you?
It's, there's nothing, it's the best thing. I mean, it's very important to me. Having a good friend, you know, as we grow older, we get less and less friends, and the ones that hang out are the ones that are, you know, heart and soul.
Good answer. Listen, I don't have any friends. Can I be your friend?
Come on. No problem.
When you're having a hard time, you can just go to them, and they're always there for you. And you tell funny things with them and make memories.
Friendship is trust, companionship, love, everything.
Trust. That's it.
Just trust?
Loyalty, having their back no matter what, being there through thick and thin. Just, you know, being there for your friend. You know, friends, like, people call each other's friends, but, like, you're not really their friend unless you're loyal to them. You, like, have their back at no matter what. Even if they're in the wrong, you always got to have their back.
Well, thank you for participating, Laker Nation, here at West Bloomfield High School. Got some great answers to some pretty interesting questions. For Civic Center TV and The Splash, I'm George Moore. Sidewalk Talk.
Another stellar episode from George Moore here at Civic Center TV. And to catch up more on his conversations with the community, you can visit civiccentertv.com/sidewalktalk. And now, as we move on to our Civic Center event update, remember you can stay up to date on all the following current events by visiting civiccentertv.com/events. So with that being said, let's get started. The 6th annual Killer Christmas event is coming up this year at the Lodge in Keego Harbor on Thursday, December 8th, from 4 p.m. until 2 a.m. Also, the proceeds raised from this event will benefit numerous organizations such as Team Joseph and Our Children's Fund, as well as the Detroit Lions and Detroit Tigers local charities. So be sure to come on out for a good time and a great cause. Santa Claus himself is showing up for breakfast at the Orchard Mall on December 10th, starting at 10 a.m. However, you need to register now at the Orchard Mall website because tickets will not be sold at the door. The tickets are only $4, and all proceeds benefit the Optimist Club of West Bloomfield. You know, ringing in the new year isn't just for adults. In fact, you can make New Year's Eve a celebration for the whole family with these festive, easy, and delicious recipes at the demonstration kitchen inside Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital on Saturday, December 10th at 10 a.m. The class is for children ages 6 through 12, and registration is required, with the cost coming to $25 per child. Also, you can call 248-325-2890 for more information. Enjoy a festive holiday party with your neighbors. You can bring a plate of cookies and the kids to meet and have their picture taken with Santa Claus at the Sylvan Lake Community Center on Sunday, December 11th at noon. You can also spread a little Christmas cheer Sylvan Lake style by bringing an unwrapped gift for the Lighthouse of Pontiac or by making a cash donation. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who wants to have a ball? On December 11th at 1 p.m., come to the Berman to see Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and make a craft in their magnificent hall. The Orchard Lake Museum presents a collection of Nutcracker-themed music boxes and snow globes on December 11th from 1 till 4 p.m. Plus, the museum offers a collection of area artifacts, historic photos, and documents for the public to enjoy. Do all of your holiday shopping and help support the JCC's Active Life Department at the same time. On December 12th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the JCC, you can buy top quality products which are available for sale, and most items will be priced at only $6. For more information, all you have to do is call 248-432-5467. On December 13th at 7 p.m., the Children's Choir at Orchard Lake Middle School will be performing the concert December in Our Town. Admission is free, and all are welcome into the school's auditorium to support our students. Ring in the holidays with a special performance by the Classical Bells Choir at Henry Ford West Bloomfield Hospital's main atrium on December 14th from 12:30 to 1:30. Now, this is a free performance, by the way, and is open to the public. No registration is required. Why not gift yourself with the sound of good music? All you have to do is attend West Bloomfield High School's team up with Abbott and Orchard Lake Middle School's orchestra to present the All-City Orchestra Concert. The event takes place at West Bloomfield High School on December 14th, starting at 7 p.m., and donations will be accepted to support the West Bloomfield School's orchestra programs. So come on out, folks. On December 14th at 7:30 p.m., the Berman will be hosting a wonderful evening of upbeat and jazzy tunes along with American standards, featuring Tony Award nominee Tom Wopat and Linda Pearl. Tickets start at just $43, and for more information, you can call the Berman at 248-661-1900. Did you know that air has powers beyond being the stuff that we just breathe? It's true. Using the power of air, we can watch things fly, float, and even defy logic. And that's why the Nutty Scientists are presenting an interactive presentation at the Family Aquatic Center for ages 5 through 10 on December 15th at 6 p.m. The cost is $25 for residents or $30 for non-residents, and it features unique and funny science lessons for the kids, too. And artists are invited to submit their work at the 2017 Michigan Regional Glass Exhibition. Now, this exhibition is also open to residents from the Toledo or Windsor area, and mixed media is welcome. But the majority of the artwork has to be glass and original in concept by the artist. The submission form is due on January 12, 2017, so go to the Janice Sherratt Gallery for more details. And that's all for now, but if you're looking to find even more events going on in your neighborhood, then be sure to follow us at civiccentertv.com/events and look up our events calendar. Or you can watch us here for more information on everything going on in the greater West Bloomfield area. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but afterwards I'll be talking with Deb Macon, the board secretary for United Way in southeastern Michigan, and also a member of the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission.
Don't go away. You're watching The Splash on Civic Center TV.
I'm Kelly Waterfall for Civic Center TV. All around West Bloomfield, people are saying there's great, if not totally compelling programming on Civic Center TV. What's the best way to know when our newest shows debut? Become a member. It's absolutely free. We'll send you a regular newsletter with all the latest updates. Just go to civiccentertv.com and click the Members tab. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Be sure to catch live coverage of Laker sports, up-to-date information on local events, and of course, non-stop music on 89.3 WBLD, the all-new Lakes FM.
For years, Civic Center TV has been bringing you live coverage of local municipal meetings. The meetings are now available on demand at civiccentertv.com/meetings, or watch the meetings again the following day on Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
And now, back to The Splash on Civic Center TV.
Welcome back to The Splash. I'm Jonathan Jackson, and joining me at the desk this week is Deb Macon from the Greater West Bloomfield Cable Commission. However, she's also a former trustee with the township, a member of the League of Women Voters, and serves as the board secretary with United Way for Southeastern Michigan. Deb, thank you so much for joining me today.
Oh, Jonathan, it is such a treat being here.
Thank you, thank you. As I said, you have been a big influence here in the West Bloomfield community for so long. I mean, how long have you been here, to be honest?
My family moved here in 1984.
Oh, okay. And where did you move from, by the way?
You know, we're originally from St. Louis, Missouri, and my husband's corporate work took us to Connecticut, then to New Jersey, and now here to Michigan. So that was quite a while ago.
Yeah, you've done quite a little bit of traveling.
Yes,
but you
we
made
have.
a home here in Michigan, and and here in West Bloomfield, to be exact.
This is our home, and we very carefully picked West Bloomfield.
Yeah. Reason why is it the community, the people,
Jonathan, all of that. At the time we moved here, our now adult son was very young, and I wanted the best schools possible. And
as any parent would.
And clearly remember looking at different communities, and I saw that this one was growing. And what a treat to be able to be part of that.
Yes, you've been such a big part of it. Your volunteer work with the community and also with the school board. I mean, you've been heavily involved with our West Bloomfield. Just to name a few examples, you were the trustee, like I mentioned earlier, for a while, and you're also involved in local, other local government and things like that. And another organization that I looked up on you, United Way.
Yes.
Which, for Southeastern Michigan, you've had a big involvement in their, activities over the years. Can you tell me what you do with them?
Yes, I can, Jonathan. United Way for Southeastern Michigan is a real jewel. This organization is about mobilizing the caring power of Detroit and Southeastern Michigan, and has an impact in education, basic needs, financial stability for families, and in growing this region. And I discovered them well over 25 years ago.
Okay.
And became very actively part of the volunteer center there. So I participated in any number of different efforts. And right now, I have the opportunity to be a member of the board of United Way for Southeastern Michigan, and I am the board secretary.
That's wonderful, Deb. Wonderful. And you've been nominated for an award as well, which happened last month or a while ago, but the George W. Romney Award. And can you tell me about that? I know it's for lifetime achievement in volunteerism. You know, that's a huge.
You know, Jonathan, this was such a surprise and such an incredible treat. National Philanthropy Day is all over the country in America, and it's November 10th, and the Association for Fundraising Professionals here in Detroit hosts a National Philanthropy Day award, or several awards actually.
Wonderful.
There are 8 or so very prestigious awards, and then a recognition for many distinguished volunteers, and it was a privilege to have been nominated for the Lifetime Achievement in Volunteer Award honoring George W. Romney. My friends at United Way know that there could not have been anything more exciting.
I mean, you've made almost a career out of your volunteerism, and that's been such a big part of your life, you know.
I am delighted you said it that way. Yeah. I have. Yeah. I got to see my family participating in anything and everything that touched our lives in our neighborhood, and then in my school. Now, they didn't call it volunteering. They called it helping out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah.
Whatever there was to help out, my parents could always be counted on. And I saw that model growing up.
And that influenced you as well.
Oh, my gosh, of course it did. So that is why it is so important for families to introduce their children to being able to help out neighbors and look to see what needs are in the community and then decide to be part of that.
Yes, very nice, very nice. Now, another thing I wanted to talk to you about is the fact that you're so involved in helping others and doing the best that you can to give yourself to the community. Tell me, Deb, is there anything that you like to just do for yourself?
Oh, my gosh. I actually get to combine a couple of things, and something that not a lot of people know. Okay. I actually spent some time studying the academic side of volunteering, so I would really understand what difference it makes. Jonathan, we are happier and healthier when we give of ourselves to others, and there is data that supports that. Now, there are things I do for myself. I am learning to be very active physically, which is something that I didn't grow up doing at all. So participating in neighborhood walks is something that is a little bit newer for me, but it's something that I do enjoy.
Well, it helps to have beautiful parks here in West Bloomfield, so that's another.
Can't get any better.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And something that I don't know how many people would know, volunteers played a role in those beautiful parks.
Yes, of course.
Because those who lived here well before we did knew that it was important to preserve the beauty and the nature. So shouldn't something be done to do that?
Yeah.
So very active volunteers. Those who wish to advocate in their community set aside some time and interest and then asked others in the neighborhood to help fund through bond and millage dollars a way to do that.
And now we have what we have today.
And now look at what we have here in West Bloomfield.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Well, Deb, thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for sharing your story with us and for continuing to help everybody out here in our areas.
Jonathan, this is just a real treat. Thank you so very much.
Not a problem. Everyone, once again, Deborah Macon, she's one of the greatest people here in West Bloomfield. That's by far, and I gotta say it's been an honor to have her here, so thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, everyone, well, now it's time for us to turn to another segment on our show, which we call Minute with Nature, featuring our park naturalist Lorna Zuri over at West Bloomfield Parks and Rec.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation. And we're inside our nature room today talking about fall migration. Why do animals migrate? Well, they migrate because of their food source. If they don't have food here in Michigan in the winter, they have to find it somewhere else. So our nectar drinkers and our insect eaters will fly south where they can find more food during our winter months. Why don't they stay south the whole time? Well, that's because of competition. There's a lot more competition in the south for food. So when we get warmer here and their food source returns, when our flowers start to bloom for nectar and our insects start to come out, they are able to come back and get food here. Can't talk about fall migration without talking about monarch butterflies. Monarchs migrate from Michigan all the way down to Mexico. Some monarchs' migration path leads them to Florida. They migrate about 2,000 to 4,000 miles in their whole journey, and the journey takes about 2 months. Bats are an animal that migrate and also hibernate. Michigan bats migrate potentially 30 miles, but even some of them go up to 30,000 miles, and they're migrating to find a hibernaculum, which is a winter home. They might find a hollow tree, a mine tunnel, or a cave to sleep in for the winter, and they can hibernate in those places for up to 8 months. Bats do make a long journey or a short journey, depending on what kind of bat they are and where they can find a home to sleep in for the winter. You can head out in the spring on our nature trails, go for a hike, and look for those bats returning at dusk eating insects, and look for those hummingbirds drinking nectar from our early blooming flowers. And that's your Minute with Nature.
Thanks, Lauren. And to all you watching, there's plenty more episodes of Minute with Nature on our website at civiccentertv.com/MWN. So go on ahead and migrate over there. But now let's turn to our final segment here on the show, our Person of the Week. This is the part of the show where we like to give a personal shout out to someone within the community who is either helping or inspiring others. And this week's recipient is Chris Parham, a button collector with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society. Chris Parham has been collecting buttons for years now, and she enjoys the activity so much that it's inspired her to share her passion with others. Along with the Greater West Bloomfield Historical Society, she hosts an event at the West Bloomfield Library called History Lives in Grandma's Button Basket, where she reveals the meaning behind buttons and their significance back in the 1800s. Her collection is quite extensive, with buttons ranging in both size and value. And although not as popular or fashionable as they were back in the 19th century, Chris still believes that buttons are an important accessory in today's world, be it fashion or otherwise. And even as her collection continues to grow, well, so does her love for this hobby, which is why we're awarding her our Person of the Week. And if you happen to know someone who is providing a service to their community, then let us know by sending an email to The Splash at civiccentertv.com. We want to congratulate those who are making a difference in our area, and we appreciate all of your suggestions. Unfortunately, though, that brings us to the end of our show today, but as always, you can catch new episodes of The Splash every Monday at 6:30 and throughout the week for replays. And you can even look up previous episodes online at civiccentertv.com or follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook under Civic Center TV for more information. And for all of our friends in Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake, Keego Harbor, and of course, West Bloomfield, I'm Jonathan Jackson, and we want to thank you for watching.